Hello friends, welcome to our channel Engineering Educators, Engineering in an Engineered Way. I am Milan and today I am going to discuss the VIZAG Steel Management Trainee 2017 Mechanical question paper with detailed analysis and solution. So this is the part 3 of the question paper and also the video. If you have not watched the part 1 and 2, then the link is given in our description box. So let's start. In the last video I have discussed up to question number 40. So in this video we are going to start from the 41st question. So the first question is to transmit power from one rotating shaft to another whose axes are neither parallel nor intersecting. Use. Options are spur gear, spiral gear, bevel gear and Engg gear. So the right option for this question will be option D, Engg gear, because it has said there the axes are neither parallel nor intersecting. That means they are the skew shaft. And in Engg gear, due to manufacturing difficulties, only portion of the hyperboloids are used to transmit motion between the skew shafts. So the only portions of the hyperboloid gears that are also known as hypoid gears. Next question is for a kinematic chain to be considered as mechanism. Here the kinematic chain means an assembly of links in which relative motions of the links is possible and the motion of each relative to the other is definite. The options are two links should be fixed. Option B is one link should be fixed. Option C, none of the link should be fixed, and option D, there is no such criterion. So the right option will be the option B, one link should be fixed. We also know that the mechanism, it's a kinematic chain in which one link is fixed. Next question is a cam in which the follower reciprocates or oscillates in a plane parallel to the axis of the cam is known as. The options are cylindrical cam, circular cam, reciprocating cam and tangent cam. And the right answer for this question will be option A, cylindrical cam, because in cylindrical cam the follower reciprocates or oscillates in a plane parallel to the axis of the cam or parallel to the axis or along the axis of the cam. So this is the picture of the cylindrical cam, two types. So in cylindrical cam the cylinder has circumferential groove. The circumferential groove cut in the surface and rotates about its axis. The follower can either oscillates or reciprocates. Next question is in hydrostatic bearing, pressure to lubricant is supplied by. It's not applied, it will be supplied. So the options are external sources, Option B is partially external and partially from rotation of journal, and option C not supplied by external sources, and option D is shaft driven pump. So the right option for this question will be option A, external sources, because sliding contact bearing in which lubrication is used to minimize the friction, and the sliding contact bearing are two types, we know: thick film lubrication and thin film lubrication. Thick film lubricating bearings are two types: hydrodynamic and hydrostatic. In hydrostatic, the load supporting film separating two surfaces is created by an external source like pump. The next question is, for a governor running at constant speed, the force acting on the sleeve is option A constant, option B minimum, option C maximum, or option D 0. So the right answer for this question will be constant. We know the function of a governor to maintain the speed of an engine within specified limits whenever there is a variation of load. And when we are talking about the force acting on the sleeve, we are talking about the effort of a governor, and it's defined as the mean force acting on the sleeve to raise or lower it for a given change of speed. And at constant speed, the governor is in equilibrium condition, and the resultant force acting on the sleeve will be 0. So it's not option A constant, it will be option D 0. The next question is, the function of a washer is to option A provide cushioning effect, option B provide bearing area, option C absorb shocks and vibration, or option D provide smooth surface in place of rough surface. So a washer is a hardware component used with fasteners to ensure tightness of a joint, also distribute stress and provide support for large clearance. So the right option for this question will be option B, provide bearing area. Next question is, ball bearing type screws are found in the following application: option A screw jack, option B aeroplane engines, option C crane, or option D steering mechanism. So we know the ball bearing is to translate rotational motion to linear motion with little friction. It also acts as a percussion screw, and it has close tolerance and used in high precision applications. So the ball bearing type screws are found in option D steering mechanism. The next question is, the valve rod in a steam engine is connected to an eccentric rod by Option A, cutter joint. Option B, bolted joint. Option C, knuckle joint. Or option D, universal coupling. The right answer for this question will be option C, knuckle joint, because we know the Cotter joint or socket and spigot joint used to connect two coaxial rods, not shafts. It is used to support axial loads between two rods. You know, bolted joint is a type of separable threaded joint by bolt and nut, and we know the knuckle joint is used to connect two rods whose axes either coincide or intersect and lie in one plane. And we know universal coupling is a mechanical device that permanently joins in rotating plane shafts. So the right option for this question will be knuckle joint, because here it is said that the eccentric rod to be connected. Next question is, taper on the Cotter and slot is provided. So you know this is the Cotter and slot joint, so in which the Cotter is tapered at the one side only. So the right option for this question will be option B. Next question is, the gearbox is used, and the options are to produce torque. Option B is for speed reduction. Option C, to obtain variable speed, and option D, to increase efficiency of the system. And the right answer for this question is option C, to obtain variable speed. Next question is, the piston rod of a steam engine is usually connected to the crosshead by means of option A, bolted joint, option B, knuckle joint, option C, Cotter joint, or option D, universal joint. So the right answer for this question will be the Cotter joint. We have discussed these types of joint in the 48th number question. And in automobile or bike, two-wheeler or two-wheeler or four-wheeler, the piston rod of a of an automobile engine is usually connected to the crosshead by means of piston pin or gudgeon pin, but in steam engine it is generally connected by Cotter joint. So the right answer of this question will be option C. Next question is, the piston rod of a next question is, the following type of cam is used for high speed engine, and the options are option A, involute, option B, cycloidal, option C, harmonic, or option D, flat. We know there are 5 follower motion: simple harmonic, uniform acceleration, and uniform retardation. Options and third type is the uniform velocity. Fourth type is parabolic, and the fifth type is the cycloidal motion. So in cycloidal motion there is no abrupt change in velocity and acceleration at any stage of motion. So the cycloidal motion profile is the most ideal for high speed forward motion or forward engine. So the right answer of this question will be option B, cycloidal. Next question is, Venturimeter is used to measure flow of fluids in pipe when pipe is option A horizontal, option B vertical flow downwards, option C vertical flow upwards, and option D in any position. So the right answer of this question will be option D, in any position, because we know the Venturimeter, the application of Bernoulli's equation as well as the continuity equation, so we can use it to measure the flow of fluids in pipes in any position. Next question is, flow occurring in a pipeline when a valve is being opened is option A steady, option B unsteady, option C laminar, or option D vortex. The right answer of this question will be option B, unsteady, because it is said that when the valve is being opened, so it is a time dependent action, so either steady or unsteady will be the answer, and laminar and vortex will not be the answer because it is the velocity of flow, laminar and vortex, so this will be opted out. And we know in steady flow, fluid property values at a location in the flow are constant and they don't vary with time. So that means the velocity and pressure remains constant at a location with respect to time, but in unsteady flow the property values vary with time. So when the flow occurring in a pipeline and when a valve is being opened, then it will be the unsteady flow. The next question is, the energy loss in flow through nozzle as compared to Venturimeter is option A same, option B more, option C less, or option D more or less depending on flow. So the right answer of this question will be option B, more, because we know the CD Q actual is equal to the Q theoretical into CD, and here the CD that is the coefficient of discharge for Venturimeter is around 0.952 to 0.98, and coefficient of discharge for nozzle is around 0.7 to 0.9, and so from this value we can say that the energy loss in flow through nozzle as compared to Venturimeter is more, because in Venturimeter the actual flow rate will be higher than the nozzle. Next question is, the discharge through an orifice fitted in a tank can be increased by Option A, fitting a short length of pipe outside. Option B, sharpening the edges of orifice. Option C, fitting a long length of pipe to the outside. Or option D, fitting a long length of pipe to the inside. And the right answer for this question will be option A, fitting a short length of pipe to the outside, because the vena contracta gets the opportunity to expand and fill the pipe, and for that case the CC, that is the coefficient of contraction, becomes equals to 1, so the value of Q increases. The next question is the velocity distribution in the turbulent boundary layer follows, and the options are straight line law, parabolic law, hyperbolic law, or logarithmic law. The right answer for this question is the option D, logarithmic law. So it is the velocity distribution for turbulent flow, turbulent boundary layer. And for viscous fluid flow, or we know as the viscous fluid flow, the velocity distribution is as parabolic for viscous fluid. The next question is laminar flow occurs in pipe when Reynolds number is less than 2000, because we know for laminar flow or viscous flow, when the values is 2300 for pipe flow and it is turbulent flow when it is greater than 2300 for pipe flow. And in flow over plates, for laminar flow the Reynolds number must be less than 5 into 10 to the power 5 for flow over plates. So the right answer for this question will be option D. Next question is when Venturimeter is inclined, then for a given flow it will show option A less reading, option B more reading, option C same reading, or option D inaccurate reading. So the right answer for this question will be option C same reading, because Venturimeter is independent of position. We have discussed this in the last question. Next question is in which type of welding a pool of molten metal is used? Options are electroslag welding, submerged arc welding, MIG welding, or TIG welding. So the right answer for this question will be electroslag welding, because in electroslag welding it's a fusion welding process in which the coalescence is achieved by hot electrically conductive molten slag acting on the base parts and filler material. So the right answer will be option A electroslag, because here it has been asked welding spool of molten metal is used. Next question is, grey cast iron is usually welded by option A gas welding, option B resistance welding, option C arc welding, and option D TIG welding. So the right answer for this question will be option A gas welding, because we know the grey cast iron is a very very high carbon content iron, and it is very poor mechanical properties and also low ductility. So preheating is required. Preheating is required. So for this reason we use the gas welding, and we use the forehand or leftward welding. That means we start the welding from right, then we move forward to left. This is the direction of the welding. So the right answer for this question will be option A. Next question is, in arc welding operations, the current value is decided by option A thickness of plate, option B length of welded portion, option C voltage across the arc, or option D size of the electrode. The right answer for this question will be option D, the size of the electrode, because the current value is decided by the amount of heat required. So to get high amount of heat, we have to increase the current, and also the metal deposition rate and weld penetration to be increased. So for this reason the size of electrode decides the current value for welding operations. Next question is, the stud and projection welding belong to the following category of welding: option A gas welding, option B arc welding, option C resistance welding, or option D pressure welding. So the right answer for this question will be option C resistance welding, because we know the spot welding, resistant welding, seam welding, projection welding, flash welding, upset welding, percussion welding, and high frequency resistant welding and stud welding are the types of resistance welding processes. Next question is, two stainless steel foils of 0.1 mm thickness are to be joined, then which of the following processes would be the best suited? The options are gas welding, TIG welding, MIG welding, or plasma arc welding. So the right answer for this question will be option D, plasma arc welding. But the actual answer for this question, if though it is when the options are not given here, will be the ultrasonic welding, because it's the only welding operations that use less than 2 mm thickness. Next question is, the following equipment is used for arc welding: a material by carbon electrode, option A AC welding set, option B rectifier, option C motor generator, and option D DC welding set with straight polarity. So here it has been said the electrode is the carbon, and we know it's a type of non-consumable electrode, and there are generally three non-consumable electrodes are used: carbon, graphite, or tungsten. And also the carbon electrode is used for carbon arc welding, which is the fast welding process that has been developed. And for DC welding, carbon and graphite electrodes are used. In TIG welding, both AC and DC can be used. So the right option for this question is option D, DC welding set with straight polarity. That means the electrode is negative, or we also call it as DCEN or DCSP. In this welding operation, straight polarity, the depth of penetration will be higher. Next question is, the welding of stainless steel is generally difficult because of the following reason. Option A, rust formation takes place. Option B, high melting temperature of stainless steel. Option C, formation of oxide film. Or option D, fear of cracking. So stainless steel has the very high quantity of heat retain capacity. So the right answer for this question will be option C, formation of oxide film. Next question is, in MIG welding, helium or argon is used in order to option A, provide cooling effect. Option B, act as flux. Option B, act as shielding medium. Or option D, facilitate welding process. And the right answer for this question will be option C, act as shielding medium, because it is used to minimize the spatter and to maximize the concentration of the arc. Next question is, for welding metals less than 5 mm thick, the following method of gas welding would give the best result. Option A, forehand. Option B, backhand. Option C, straight hand. Option D, inclined hand. And the right answer for this question is forehand. So forehand or leftward or preheating is essential for the thickness of workpieces less than equals to 5 mm. And for backhand, it is less than equals to 12 mm. We have earlier discussed this. Forehand process is essential for grey cast iron material. Next question is, the hobbing process is not suitable for cutting the following type of gears. Option A, spur gear. Option B, helical gear. Option C, ohm gear. And option D, bevel gear. So the right answer for this question will be option D, bevel gear, because gear hobbing process, in which the HSS or carbide cutter, they have teeth like gears, gear milling cutter, but the hub or cutter looks and behave like a single cutter. So the bevel gear, which we cannot produce by the hubbing process, so the right answer will be option D, bevel gear. And the next and last question of this video is the gear hubbing process is faster than milling because options are indexing time is less, hub rotates faster, work rotates faster, or several teeth cut at a time. So the right answer for this question will be option D, several teeth cut at a time, because for single thread hub there are around 40 teeth. So that's all for this video. Thank you. If you like this video, please like, comment and subscribe to our channel. Also share it with your friends.